Namaste. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Shuklam Baradharam Vishnam Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashanti Evam Nirmalaspatika Kritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhirbhavatu Me Sada. Namaste and welcome all of you to these sessions on the Geetaartha Sangraha. So we'll start with the invocation prayer, Taniyans to Sri Yamunacharya and to Bhagavad Ramanuja. This is the shloka which is composed by Bhagavad Ramanuja himself in salutation to Sri Yamunacharya, and Sri Ramanuja gives this as the invocation, as the Mangala shloka of the Bhagavad Geeta Bhashya. So the shloka is like this: Yatpadam bhoruhadhyana vidhvasta shesha kalmashaha vastutam upayatoham yamuneyam namamitam. So this is a shloka in honor of Swami Yamunacharya. So the meaning of this shloka is Yamuneyam namamitam. I offer my salutations to Swami Yamunacharya. I offer my salutations to Swami Yamunacharya. What kind of person is Swami Yamunacharya is a question. Yatpadambhoruhadhyana vidhvastashesha kalmashaha means padambhoruha dhyana, by meditation on whose holy feet I have all my blemishes destroyed. Vidhvasta ashesha kalmashaha, all my blemishes have been destroyed by meditation on the holy feet of Swami Yamunacharya. And one more thing, vastutam upayatoham, and by whom I attained the status of a vastu, means I attained the state of authentic existence, a knower of Brahman. So that is the meaning of this particular shloka. I offer my salutations to Swami Yamunacharya. By meditation on whose holy feet I have had all my blemishes destroyed and have attained the state of authentic existence, a knower of Brahman. So this is the meaning of this shloka. This is in honor of Swami Yamunacharya. The next shloka is what we are all familiar with. I hope the screen is updating properly. You can see the picture of Bhagavad Ramanujacharya. Yonityam achyuta padambuja yugma rukma vyamohatastaditarani trinaya mene asmad guror bhagavatosya dayaika sindhoha Ramanujasya charanau sharanam prapadye. This is composed by Sri Kurattalvar in the Vaikuntha Stava. So Ramanujasya charanau sharanam prapadye is the meaning of the shloka. I seek refuge at the feet of Guru Bhagavad Ramanujacharya. What kind of Ramanujacharya comes here? Yonityam achyuta padambuja yugma rukma vyamohataha, who was always enamored by the gold, rukma is gold, by the gold called as the lotus feet of the Lord, and taditarani trinaya mene, and who considered all other things to be worthless as straw. Yonityam achyuta pada ambuja, the lotus feet of the Lord, Vyamohitaha, he was always enamored, Nityam, always enamored by the lotus feet of the Lord, and considered everything else as worthless, as straw. Asmad Guroho, who is my Guru, our Guru, Bhagavatoho, divine, Guru Bhagavat Rama, who has divine grace. Asmad Guru Bhagavatoho, Dayaika Sindhoho, and who is an ocean of kindness, compassion. So I seek refuge at the feet of our Guru Bhagavad Ramanuja, who has divine grace and is an ocean of kindness and compassion, who was always enamored by the gold called as the lotus feet of the Lord, and who considered all other things to be worthless as straw. So this is composed by Sri Kuratalwar in the Vaikuntha Stava. Now we are starting to embark on the journey of Geetaartha Sangraha. Before we get into the Geetaartha Sangraha proper, we should spend a few minutes on getting a bird's eye view. Today is the age of statistics and data science. So if somebody asks, can we give a data science statistics view of Bhagavad Gita? So that is what I tried to present in the next one, or this one and the next one slide. So a bird's eye view, an overview of the Bhagavad Gita. Number of shlokas is 700, we all know. And in some of the books, there is one more shloka which is added, which is the 13th chapter beginning. Arjuna tells one shloka that is present in some of the books and it is not present in some of the books. So we can say 700 or 701. Number of chapters is 18, and we say Bhagavad Gita is Ashtadashadhyayini. And when this Ashtadashadhyayini word is a feminine word. So Bhagavad Gita is considered to be a goddess, a deity. And oh goddess, please shower your knowledge onto me, is what we pray to the Bhagavad Gita. Third one, number of shatkas or hexads. A set of 6 chapters is a hexad. So chapters 1 to 6 form the Prathama or the Purva Shatka. Chapters 7 to 12 form the Dvitiya or the Madhyama Shatka. And chapters 13 to 18 form the Tritiya or the Antima Shatka. So there are 3 Shatkas, Prathama, Madhyama, and Prathama, Dvitiya, and Tritiya, or Purva, Madhyama, and Antima. So these are the 3 Shatkas. And looking at the shlokas, out of the 700 shlokas, how many are in which kind of chandas? If we try to see, there are 645 shlokas plus 1, the 13th chapter first shloka, what I told, 645 or 645 plus 1 in Anushtup chandas. Anushtup chandas is a meter which has 8 times 4, 8 syllables, 8 varnas in 8 varnas per pada. So there are 4 such padas. So 8, 8, 8, 8 is 32. So 32 letters per shloka, like Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveta, Yuyutta, Mamaka, Pandavaschaiva, Kimakurvada, Sanjaya. That is a shloka in Anushtup Chandas, the first shloka. Then there are 55 shlokas in Trishtup Chandas, which has 44 letters per shloka. So 11 syllables per pada into 4 padas, so 44. For example, Vasamsi Jirnani Yatha Vihaya Navani Grinhati Naroparani Tatha Sharirani Vihaya Jirnan Anyani Samyati Navani Dehi. These are 11 into 4 is 44. So there are 645 plus 1 in Anushtup and 55 in Trishtup. Then, depending on who has told how many number of shlokas, Krishna has told, the Lord Krishna, Bhagavan, has told the maximum number of shlokas, which is 574, followed by Arjuna, who has 84 plus 1. So because Krishna, this is a direct voice, this is the direct message from Lord Krishna itself, it is the message of God to all of us. So that's why it's Bhagavad Gita, 574 shlokas out of the 700 or 701. So that's the large number of shlokas told by Lord himself. Then Arjuna 84 plus 1, Sanjaya 41. Sanjaya mostly tells shlokas in the first chapter, then in the 11th chapter, and in the 18th chapter. Dhritarashtra has only 1 shloka, that is the very first shloka of the Bhagavad Gita. We go further.
Swami, what is the plus 1? That why is there a plus 1 there?
plus 1 is the 700 plus 1 means in some of the books in the 13th chapter there is one shloka which is printed extra. That is the first shloka. That is Arjuna Vacha. Arjuna asks a question and that shloka is presented. Wait, I'll tell you what that shloka is. Prakritim Purushanchaiva Kshetrang Kshetragnyanev cha Etad Veditum Ichhami Jnanam Nyayam cha Keshava is what the shloka with Arjuna says, which is not present in some of the books. So if it is present, it is plus 1, 701. If it is not present, it is 700. So it depends on which book you are seeing in front of you. In some books it is present, and some books it is not present. That's why I said Arjuna has 84 or 84 plus 1, and
Okay.
Anushtup is 645 or 645 plus 1.
Okay, thank you, Swami.
Next one. We'll go further. The chapters of the Gita. There are 18 chapters, as I told you, and these are all named here. I don't want to name them because it will take more time. We have to, Srimati Hema has told that I have to finish it within about 25 minutes so that we can have 10 minutes for chanting the chapter 1. So I have to finish in about 10-15 more minutes maximum. So I'll not name all the chapters, but in this list, what you see is the number of shlokas per chapter. As we can see, chapter 18, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, is the biggest chapter, which has 78 shlokas. And Bhakti Yoga is the smallest chapter. Chapter 12 has only 20 shlokas. If you see Purushottama Yoga, chapter 15 also has 20 shlokas. And Bhakti Yoga has also got 20 shlokas. But technically, Bhakti Yoga is a smaller chapter because there are some shlokas in Purushottama Yoga which are in Trishtup Chandas, which are longer chandas. Whereas all the shlokas in chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga, are all in Anushtup Chandas. So it is 32 syllables per shloka into 20 shlokas. Whereas Purushottama Yoga has some 3 or 4 shlokas in Trishtup Chandas. So it's a slightly bigger chapter. Then the second biggest chapter is the Sankhya Yoga, which is chapter 2, which is 72. Rest all other chapters are 47, 43, 42, 29, like that. Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, 11th chapter, is a reasonably big chapter, which has 55 shlokas. And a lot of them are in Trishtup Chandas, so it's a reasonably big chapter. Now coming to commentaries, coming to the commentaries, Advaita commentary. Who have all written the commentaries? First, perhaps the very first commentary was by Adi Shankaracharya, according to Advaita tradition. And based on Adi Shankaracharya's commentary, there is a commentary by there's a explanation given by Sri Brahmanandagiri, and again by Sri Madhusudan Saraswati. In the 17th century, 16th or 17th century, Madhusudan Saraswati has written the another sub commentary to Adi Shankaracharya's commentary. Now in Vishishtadvaita, Swami Yamunacharya, from whatever I know, is the first person who has written that is the Geetaartha Sangraha. So that is the first work from in the Vishishtadvaita tradition, from whatever I know. Based on this Yamunacharya's work, Bhagavad Ramanuja has written the Bhagavad Geeta Bhashya. And Sri Vedanta Deshikar has written 3 books. First book is Geetaartha Sangraha Raksha, which is a comment. This is the Geetaartha Sangraha Raksha. You can see here. I have got the soft copy. Geetaartha Sangraha Raksha by Sri Vedanta Deshikar. Then he has written a book called as Geetaartha Sangraham, which is available from Uppiliyappan Sri Shadagopan Swami, shadagopan.org website, which is in Tamil. And then we have Tatparya Chandrika, which is a detailed commentary on the Bhagavad Gita Bhashya by Bhagavad Ramanuja. So these are the 3 works by Sri Vedanta Deshikar. Then in Dvaita, Sriman Madhvacharya or Sri Ananda Tirtha has written 2 commentaries.
Swami?
Yeah. Please tell me. Hello?
English commentary. No, Swami. Tatparya Chandrika is available in English commentary.
Yeah, I will send you the link for Tatparya Chandrika in English because Sri Narasimhan, Dr. Narasimhan, Vidwan Narasimhan, who is son of Dr. Anantaranga, had given a YouTube series on Gita along with Chandrika, and that is also available in site. It is
Is it
available. All the
Hello?
18 chapters are available in Shadagopan website. I will send you the link after this session is over. Okay. Next in Sriman Madhvacharya, Srimad Ananda Tirtha has written 2 commentaries, Gita Bhashya and Gita Tatparya, I think. And Sri Jaitirthar and Sri Raghavendra Tirthar has written have written commentaries on Dvaita, on the Srimad Madhvacharya Bhashya. Others are Sri Vallabhacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nimbarka, Sri Sridhara Swami, and so on. Coming to translations, from whatever I know, the very first time Bhagavad Gita was translated into a vernacular language was by Sant Jnaneshwar into Marathi 900 years ago. Then we have a work by Nagarasa Kavi in Kannada called is in Bhamini Shatpadi Chandas. Then in the modern period, people like Lokamanya Tilak, Sri Aurobindo, Sri Ramana Maharshi has written something called Gita Sara, which is a selection of 42 shlokas from the Bhagavad Gita. So here, that's available for download. You can search on the internet and archive.com. You can get the Gita Sara. Then Mahatma Gandhi has written a book called Gita Mate. Swami Chinmayananda has given a detailed explanation of the Gita. Srila Prabhupada, that is the Bhakti Vedanta, that is the ISKCON, has a book. Jayadayal Goyanka of the Gita Press. Dr. Radhakrishnan has a book called Bhagavad Gita, translated to English. Sri Rajagopalachari has got an elegant small book. And Dr. D.V. Gundappa has written a book in Kannada called as Jivana Dharma Yoga. And that book is very, very valuable, very useful, because I have seen many, I have not seen the explanations given by Dr. D.V. Gundappa in any other book. So he has given very elegant and nice explanations in Kannada. It's available in English also, from what I heard. Now, we come to the Geetaartha Sangraha book. This is composed by Sri Yamunacharya Alavandar. Alavandar has written. Alavandar was living 2 generations before Bhagavad Ramanuja, and Sri Ramanuja did not meet Alavandar Yamunacharya in person when he was alive, and he could only see the mortal coil of Yamunacharya at the time of his passing. So that is what is known from the book, from the history. Yamunacharya has composed several works, the Chatushloki, then the Siddhitraya, then Agama Pramanya, then Geetaartha Sangraha, then the Stotra Ratna. These are all in Sanskrit. And I think 1 or 2 Tamil works from what I remember, but I'm not sure. Now we come to Geetaartha Sangraha, which is the book which we are studying now. That has 32 shlokas compared to Bhagavad Gita, which has 700 shlokas. This has only 32 shlokas by the Geetaartha Sangraha. So it's a condensation, it's a summary of the Gita. How is it a summary when we see? How is it a summary of the Bhagavad Gita when we see? These are the 4 parts into which we can consider the Geetaartha Sangraha to be made of. The first is Shloka 1. The Shloka 1 is very special. I have not seen such a Shloka in any other kind of literature. In our high school, we were asked to paraphrase or summarize 3 paragraphs into 1 paragraph. Whereas Bhagavad Sri Swami Yamunacharya has summarized the entire 700 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita into 1 shloka. So a compression ratio of 700:1. 700 shlokas in 1 shloka. That is a summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita in 1 shloka. Is the Shloka 1 of the Geetaartha Sangraha. Then the shlokas 2, 3, 4 of Geetaartha Sangraha are summary of each shatka. So the 6 chapters in 1 shloka, the chapters from 7 to 12 in 1 more shloka, and the chapters from 13 to 18 in 1 more shloka. So shlokas 2, 3, 4 are summary of each shatka according to Shiva Vaishnava Sampradaya. Then shlokas 5 to 22 are the summary, one shloka summary of each chapter. So shloka 5 is a summary of chapter 1, shloka 6 is a summary of chapter 2, like that, and shloka 22 is a summary of chapter 18. So like that, one, if you want, if we don't have time to read the entire chapter, we can read this one shloka which Swami Yamunacharya has given, and then we will know what exactly is there in that particular chapter. The again, the bird's eye view of the whole chapter, whatever topics Krishna covers in that chapter are told by Swami Yamunacharya in that one particular one shloka only. So which means that we can make out from all these things that Swami Yamunacharya was a genius. Not only a genius, but he had studied the Bhagavad Gita so very well that he could easily paraphrase, he could compress whatever he could find out the essence of each chapter and compose it in one particular shloka and give it to us. So he has given given it ready made in the form of compressed and instead of having a big meal, we can have a small condensed essence of it. We'll get the summary, the tirulu, the essence of it, and then we can savor it. That's what he has given. One shloka summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita, shlokas 2 to 4 summary of each shatka, and shlokas 5 to 22 the summary of each chapter. So we have finished 22 shlokas overview. Then shlokas 23 to 32 are nothing but terminology or definitions and additional information which Swami Yamunacharya has given us. You can see this is a picture of Swami Yamunacharya, and we can also see about 2-3 years back when I was preparing this presentation to another group. I found that the Geetaartha Sangraha is available in French also. Somebody has translated Geetaartha Sangraha to French. And if you want to refer to an online version of Geetaartha Sangraha, it is available at the koil.org website, which I have shown you here. At this, it's available in English for download. Not for download. You can view it on the screen. They have given each shloka of Geetaartha Sangraha, and they have also given the a summary, a brief explanation. Given the individual words, shloka. So this in koil.org website, you can get the Geetaartha Sangraha meanings. And on the prapatti.com website, which Srimati Hema has shared, they have given the entire Geetaartha Sangraha in whatever lipi, whatever language what you can familiar with. Devanagari script, Tamil script, Telugu script, and all. It's available on the prapatti.com website. Now, what is our approach? Our approach is to understand the first 4 shlokas of the Geetaartha Sangraha. That is the first 4 shlokas. That is the summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita. Then summary of each hexad. For each chapter, understand the summary shloka from the Geetaartha Sangraha, and then understand 2 to 3 selected shlokas from the original Gita. That will be 18 shlokas of the Geetaartha Sangraha. Then go through the last 10 verses, which is 10. And I also been to Sri Krishna Kashyap's house a couple of days back, and I got this book, Geetaartha Sangraha Kavacha, which is written by Sri Setlur Srinivasarangachar, and which has the summary of the Geetaartha Sangraha, meanings of the Geetaartha Sangraha, along with the Geetaartha Sangraha Raksha also. This Raksha, as you can see, Swami Vedanta Deshikar's Sanskrit language is very erudite and it's very high level language, and small people like me will not be able to easily understand it. So the Kannada translation of that is available in the Geetaartha Sangraha Kavacha book, which is written by Sri Setlur Srinivasarangacharya. So I think we have come to the end of time. So we will close today with what we saw an introduction to Geetaartha Sangraha. That's all. We saw a bird's eye view of the Bhagavad Gita itself. Then we saw the commentaries, there are so many commentaries. I have listed only a few of them. And then we saw an overview of the Geetaartha Sangraha. So this is just an introduction, which is a kind of a executive overview of whatever we are going to see in the next coming weeks. So with this we come to the end of